Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to extend your battery life on Samsung Galaxy A36. Let's begin! Now, I'm not going to talk to you and basically bore you to death about some random stuff like, well, you know, just enable power saving mode, because obviously you could do that. It's really easy to do. All you have to do is, go to the settings, scroll down, go to the battery, and here we have the power saving option. However, this is not the point of this video, because power saving option on its own won't do much. It will help you, but I want to basically tell you and show you exactly what drains your battery and how to change it. We can start with our screen, the thing that we are looking at right now. Obviously the screen is working all the time whenever you are using your phone, and it does drain a lot of battery, but you know that you could go to display, and if you switch to the dark mode, then your phone will actually drain less battery. This is because most screens nowadays are OLED screens, especially the phone screens, and they tend to use OLED screens. And OLED screens are working in a very simple way. Basically, in order to show you some white pixel, it needs a lot of power. However, in order to show you a dark pixel, it needs much less power. So naturally, if most of our pixels on our screen are black, then our battery won't be used as much, since your screen won't need as much power in order to display your colors. Staying in the display category, we can also scroll down, and we want to check our screen timeout. Currently it is set to 5 minutes. I don't think that my phone needs to be set to 5 minutes. I will switch it to 1, and I would advise you to do the same thing, because many people actually have it set up to 10 or 5 minutes, and it's just not necessary, to be honest. You don't have to do that. Instead, you can set it to something different, something smaller, and this way you will be able, your phone basically will automatically turn its screen off whenever you leave it on, meaning that you will save battery, because your screen won't be available and won't be active whenever you're not even using it. So yeah. And the last thing that is related to this display is simply the brightness of your current display. Obviously, if I would bump up the brightness, just like that, we would use much more power this way, because, as I said before, your phone drains more battery the more white pixels and the more bright pixels it needs to show. So naturally, if our brightness is at very high levels, then it will drain a lot more battery. But let's dump it down now, since it doesn't really need to be that bright, and especially if we are using a tutorial of how to save more battery, we most of the time want to get our brightness to low levels, and you want to basically consider turning off adaptive brightness, since it might be helpful. I'm not saying it won't be helpful, though sometimes it does increase your brightness to a level that's you don't want them to be that high, and it will drain a lot more of your battery by just simply using your screen. And still staying inside of our display category, but we can now switch to something very simple, and it's your wallpaper. Especially if we go, this is the base wallpaper, since this Samsung was recently reset to its factory settings. So this is the base wallpaper, and if we go to our lock screen, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have a lock screen, since lock screen is turned off. So I will quickly enable our lock screen again, so give me a moment. Okay, I have successfully set up a lock screen. If we go to the lock screen right now, we will see that it is animated. It's really cool, it's looking pretty cool, but sometimes people have animated not only lock screens, but also the whole wallpapers. And I don't think I really have to explain to you why this is not a good idea in terms of saving your power. since in order to display a very animated and very bright image, and actually a set of images since it's animated, your screen needs to drain a lot, and I mean a lot of your energy, and your background is something that is running in the background all the time. So I would advise you to go to your settings, basically scroll down to your wallpaper and style, and here you want to go to change wallpapers, and you want to change it to something simple. If we scroll down, we have a nice colors, which is a simple gradient. I will scroll and look for something like this, and now I will hit next. I will go with this because, as I said before, if you have darker pixels, then your battery doesn't need to drain as much energy as it needs whenever you want to display some white pixels. We can also go to colors and change the color, though we don't want to do that. However, we can bump down the brightness, so I will do that. I will hit done. As you can see now, our phone is almost completely black, which is good since it will save a lot of our power. But now we can finally leave the topic of our screen and display and go to something else, and it is simple applications. If we go to the settings and to our battery, we will see a nice usage of our device. Now, as you can see, the battery usage, if we click view details, is not that big. This is because the phone has been recently reset to its factory settings. So if we scroll down, we will see that this list is not that grand at all. However, if you are using your phone normally, not like I do, recording the videos, our list should be much bigger. And using this list, we can easily find applications that are just power hungry and that are wasting a lot of our energy. So let's say that there was Facebook here. I haven't really used Facebook on this phone yet, but Facebook is known for wasting a lot of your power, mostly because it's notorious for running in the background. Like many applications are just running in the background, even if you don't want them to. So I would advise you to basically just check your battery activity, and then you want to compare it with your activity. So we can find our activity if we scroll down, go to digital well-being and parental controls, and here we have the time that we wasted or use on our device and very specific things did. So if we click on it, we will see that we have some settings, we have some dogs and some place, like it's not that big, but using this information we can basically compare it to the battery usage diagrams and see that I haven't really used that much of, well, let's say Facebook. Why is it wasting 10% of my battery? Interesting. So if you will find something that drains your battery, then the best thing you can do is simply go to your settings, go to your applications, which are at the bottom. You want to locate the application that is power hungry, so I will scroll down and basically check something random, like, I don't know, let's go with Facebook, shall we? And in the Facebook we can do a few different things. The very first one is to simply check our screen time here and compare it and check how often do we use this app, and compare it to how often it drains battery. But we can also go here, we can go to battery, and as you can see currently it is set to optimized. We can basically switch it to restricted if the application is notorious and it doesn't want to go away, and no matter what you do it's still wasting a lot of your battery, which is obviously not wanted at all. So you can switch it to restricted, and if it's not helping still, we can basically scroll down and we can just uninstall the application. And I will do that right now. and Facebook is no more. We can do that with every application that we are using, and especially if we are talking about applications that are commonly used, let's say like WhatsApp, Messenger, Facebook, all of that. Luckily for you, if we go to Play Store, we can see that if we search for Facebook, for example, here, so let's click Facebook, we should see the information that there is a similar app available, Facebook Lite. And many popular applications actually have Lite versions of themselves, which is incredibly important and incredibly useful. So we can, for example, click the Facebook Lite, make sure that actually just make notes that it's 2.6 megabytes, and if you click on it, we'll see just how big of application Facebook is. And that is not, of course, how much it weighs, because if you paid attention, you would see that Facebook actually had about 200 megabytes, I think, when we uninstalled it. So, yeah. And lastly, like the most general tip you can have is to just be aware on how you use your device. Because, I don't know, if you are a mobile gamer and you tend to game a lot on your phone, especially using mobile data, full brightness, all of that, then your battery will naturally deplete faster, and there is not much you can do about it. And if you want to save more of your battery and extend its lifetime, you can just don't game. Or you can go into your game and lower the settings so it won't require as much processing power in order to run itself. We can of course do that by going into the settings, scrolling all the way down, going to advanced features. We can go to game booster settings, and we want to basically switch from game optimization to battery saver. And this is for all of you mobile gamers out there that are watching this video. However, if you are not a mobile gamer and you just tend to use your phone a lot, then you probably want to consider buying some sort of power bank, or just not using your phone as much. And if you are wondering how we can check how much time we have used on our phone, I already showed you that, but this is basically found in digital well-being and parental controls. And here we can see a nice hours amount that we have used on our device. But yeah, this is all for this video. If you found it useful, please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.